Chapter 304 Heavenly Lightning Seed. Eldest brother, could it be you doubt me? The fifth sister said with an unyielding false smile. It's because everyone trusts you that they're giving you this chance. You only have to show us what's in that box. Take the initiative to open it and dispel everyone's doubts. The old man coldly said. Hearing the old man's words, this fifth sister's expression became extremely colorful, continuously alternating between shades of white and red. When she took a look at the others, they all looked at her with an expression of lament, causing her heart to feel cold. She didn't know what else to say. After a moment of consideration, she came to a decision. Putting away the small box, she quickly took out a blue bead that she raised over her head, saying harshly, "Do not pressure me. You should all recognize this heavenly lightning seed. All I want is to leave this place." The woman's actions caused the expressions of the other friends of Ming Mountain to greatly change, especially that youth who had a particularly good impression of her. His appearance was extremely miserable. It seems we no longer need to see what's inside that box. Fifth sister, you have truly associated yourself with evil. The old man furiously yelled and suddenly stepped forward with his hands raised. Don't come over, eldest brother. Otherwise I will truly use this on you. The fifth sister revealed a frantic appearance and brought the blue bead in front of her, making a throwing gesture. Seeing this, although the old man's hair went wild, he truly did not dare to approach. After all, he clearly understood the might of this heavenly lightning seed. Fifth sister, do you really plan on using that heavenly lightning seed to deal with all of us? That magic tool was given to you because your cultivation was far too low. We all intentionally pulled together our magic stones to buy this to you for self-defense, especially fourth brother, who took out all of his savings for it. Now you unexpectedly want to use it to deal with us? Is this not excessive? The middle-aged woman asked with extreme disappointment. When the youth to the side heard this, he moved his lips as all sort of feelings welled up in his heart, but he wasn't able to say anything. When the fifth sister heard the middle-aged woman's words, her appearance revealed traces of shame, but they faded away in an instant. She then unyieldingly said, "What's the use in saying all of this? We are not alike. I must reach foundation establishment above all else." Those from the Black Fiend school said that so long as I have enough merits, they won't just give me a foundation establishment pill. They would have me directly enter foundation establishment through forceful means. Furthermore, their method wouldn't carry any danger. When the tall, thin man heard this, he wrinkled his brow and couldn't help but speak. Fifth sister, it isn't too late to turn around. Do you really think you can enter foundation establishment without a foundation establishment pill? They are certain to bully a youth such as yourself and deliberately fool you. The second brother of the five friends said with great sincerity. Humph. Second brother, you need not lecture me. As for whether or not this is true, I already know this. For things to have reached this point, there is nothing to conceal. In truth, I had already become a member of the Black Fiend school when they first appeared 2 years ago. As a result, I am aware of the schoolmaster's great powers which you outsiders couldn't possibly imagine. After the young woman coldly snorted, she uttered a series of words that greatly shocked everyone else. You already entered the Black Fiend school 2 years ago. The first time we were captured was your doing. The young man who had originally kept silent suddenly interrupted with his question. These words immediately caused the other four's hearts to surge once more and their expressions to change as they stared at this young woman. They didn't dare to believe that it was the doing of their fifth sister. The fifth sister's complexion continuously changed between light and dark. After a moment of hesitation, she slowly said, "Correct. I reported everyone's whereabouts to the Black Fiend school, but I originally had good intentions. I only wanted to give everyone an opportunity to reach foundation establishment. With the usual practice of having captives become blood sacrifices, how else would your lives be spared?" The young woman felt that at this stage, there was nothing left to conceal. Hence, she bluntly spoke the truth. Haha, according to your words, Us elder siblings should be thanking fifth sister. The dark-faced old man roared with anger, pretending to laugh. Regardless of what you thought, I truly had no evil intentions toward you all. Do not force me. The woman said with her beautiful face all twisted. Then she once again lifted the heavenly lightning seed in her hand. At this moment, Han Li suddenly smiled faintly toward the young woman and said, "Heavenly lightning seed. That is truly a good item." His words seemed to lag behind as his figure became indistinct. Soon after, he disappeared from his original location. You? The fifth sister was very quick-witted. Once she saw this, she immediately thought to flick her wrist. But with the feeling of a light breeze, the hand that held the heavenly lightning seed suddenly tightened. Like a demon, Han Li had appeared closely behind her and was grabbing her flawless wrist. This item is extremely dangerous. It would be better to let me take care of it. With no trace of politeness, Han Li took the heavenly lightning seed by force and put it into his storage pouch. When the fifth sister saw that the asset she had relied on the most had been dealt with like child's play by Han Li, her complexion immediately became ashen. She had actually forgotten to struggle for a moment. For the first time, fear appeared in her eyes. As she is your adopted sister, I will hand her over to you. So long as she starts off by spilling everything she knows about the Black Fiend School, you can do whatever you want with her. However, don't be so foolish as to release her and let her report back. Han Li looked at the rest of the 5 friends of Ming Mountain with a meaningful glance and said this with a relaxed expression. Soon after, white light flashed from his hands and restrained the woman's dainty body at the speed of lightning. With her true essence fettered, she could no longer move or use magic power. Then without the slightest of misgivings, Han Li took the small box from the young woman's bosom and lightly threw the woman to the absent-minded youth. Many thanks, Senior Han. The dark-faced old man naturally knew why Han Li had done this. This was a great show of friendship toward them, and therefore he replied gratefully. Han Li wordlessly waved his hand, causing several streaks of yellow light to appear from thin air. He had used them earlier to stealthily form a soundproofing barrier nearby. Having completed their purpose, he casually recovered them and slowly disappeared into the night. Eldest brother, what will we do? The second brother looked at Han Li's vanishing figure with a complicated expression and quietly asked the dark-faced old man. First we will bring fifth sister back into the room and restrain her. We'll deal with her later after we finish tonight's operations. After the old man muttered to himself for a moment, he said this firmly. That is fine. At the very least, it will give everyone time to cool their heads. The second brother repeatedly nodded his head with approval. Then he turned his head to the youth who was holding the young woman and said, Fourth brother, first take fifth sister back to the room. The youth blankly nodded his head. He stiffly turned his body toward the clear sound courtyard and carried back the woman. Looking at the youth's miserable appearance from behind, the second brother sighed and looked at him with a pitiful gaze. At this moment, the middle-aged woman approached him and said, Fourth brother will be all right. He has always been infatuated with fifth sister. But now... The middle-aged woman repeatedly shook her head, revealing an intolerant appearance. Sigh. I originally thought the two made a good pair, but now that will never come to be. The old man suddenly showed an extremely exhausted appearance. The recent series of startling surprises caused this decisive old man with an iron will to feel greatly haggard. The eldest members of the 5 friends of Ming Mountain then basked in sorrow for a long while. Yi. It was fourth brother who brought fifth sister back. The old man's complexion greatly changed as he suddenly thought of something. That's right, eldest brother. Is there something wrong? Could it be you felt that fourth brother would? After the second brother asked this, his complexion soon greatly changed. He anxiously came to a sudden realization that, without saying any more meaningless words, they ran into the clear sound courtyard with great haste. Lagging behind, the middle-aged woman revealed a puzzled expression. In the clear sound courtyard, the youth sat alone on a chair in the guest hall with a blank expression. He appeared to be in a daze. In front of him, the dark-faced old man and the tall, thin man looked at each other in dismay. No trace of the young woman could be seen. Second brother, Senior's restrictions are still present on fifth sister's body. Hurry and chase after her. I will go to beg for Senior Han's forgiveness and ask him to take action. We mustn't allow fifth sister to return and make a report to the Black Fiend school. If nobody had come to her rescue, then kill her. The old man imposingly said. I understand, eldest brother. The second brother was stunned at first, but he immediately realized that now was not the time to be merciful and lenient. He solemnly nodded his head in agreement and rushed out. Fourth brother, you. Sigh. After the old man saw the thin, tall man leave, he turned his head to look at the youth. However, seeing that his mind had drifted away, the old man didn't have the heart to say anything further. He could only sigh and go find Han Li. It doesn't matter. If she ran, then so be it. Since second brother Gui couldn't chase her down, then there's no need to further pursue her. Contrary to the old man's expectations, when Han Li heard that the young woman had fled the Qin residence, he didn't reveal the slightest of alarm. Instead, he acted as if her escape made no difference.